We welcome you to Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia, as the NFHS Network presents live streaming coverage of the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament presented by your local Little General stores. Today's games are being produced in conjunction with the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission by Video Productions. Greetings from South Charleston and Field A at The Rock, where it is day 2 of the state tournament. Today's schedule includes a morning Class AA game in the consolation round of this double elimination tournament, with the winner advancing to the championship series and a possibility of 2 more games in the championship series to decide who will be the 2021 Class AA state champion. Greetings from South Charleston and our great video productions crew, the SSAC and the NFHS Network. I'm Andrew Miller, delighted to have you with us for this first game of Day 2, featuring a rematch between the Herbert Hoover Huskies and the Sissonville Indians. This is a rematch of the opening round game in which the Indians defeated the Huskies 7-3. Huskies coming in with a record of 25-4 overall. Indians with an overall record of 20-5. These two teams have met 3 times previous, twice in the regular season. Once yesterday. It has been all Sissonville to this point, as they have taken 3 from the defending champions in Class AA, the Huskies. We'll talk about the players to watch. We'll give you the starting lineups. We'll talk about the coaching staffs, and we'll get ourselves set to go here from South Charleston, West Virginia. After these messages, you're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
We welcome you back to Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia, site of the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament, as we prepare for this AA matchup between the Herbert Hoover Huskies, 3-time defending state champions, and the 7-time champion Indians from Sissonville High School. These two teams, again, quite familiar with each other. 2 regular season games and 1 yesterday in the opening round, all 3 taken by Sissonville. The Indians headed up at 20-5 by second-year head coach Travis Hill. Again, 7 state titles, 1995 through 97, 2000 to 2002, and 2015. The Huskies, led by the veteran Missy Smith, 15th-year head coach, 341 and 99 overall record. She has 4 state titles to her belt, 2014 and again 2017, 18, and 19. In this state tournament, it was Sissonville defeating Herbert Hoover in the second game yesterday, as Oak Glen took care of business against Independence yesterday morning. So Herbert Hoover dropped into the consolation bracket. They defeated Independence in 6 innings, 9-1 to advance to today's contest. A battle last night, late into the night in the 4th game, as Oak Glen able to dispatch of Sissonville in 8 innings and a great ball game, 3-2. So Oak Glen awaits the winner of this contest in the championship series to decide who will be the Class AA state champion in 2021. Let's take a look quickly at the starting lineups for both teams. Quite similar as we have seen throughout this tournament. First off, for the Huskies, the visiting team, on the scoreboard leading off will be the sophomore shortstop Brooklyn Huffman. Batting second, junior third baseman Caroline Woody. Batting third, sophomore catcher Sydney Bright. Batting cleanup and out in center field, the senior Courtney Pfizer. In the 5 position and pitching again today, the junior Grayson Buckner. Batting sixth and playing left field will be the sophomore Abby Hansen. Batting 7th, sophomore right fielder Sydney Shamblin. Batting 8th, sophomore first baseman Josie Fix. And rounding out the lineup for Herbert Hoover, the freshman second baseman Emma Veltri. For the Sissonville Indians, leading off the second baseman, the junior Emma Mead. Batting second, the sophomore third baseman Kaya Hampton. Batting third, the lone senior on the roster, Allie Soblet. She'll be at shortstop. Cleanup hitter and pitcher today is the junior Madison Legg. Batting fifth, junior first baseman Gracelyn Hill. Sophomore Autumn Bailey bats sixth, and she will be behind home plate as the catcher. Batting seventh, junior left fielder Kenzie Rains. Batting eighth, sophomore right fielder Abigail Bailey. And rounding out the Indian lineup, the sophomore center fielder Taylor Oxley. Those are your lineups. The pitching matchup today, a pair of juniors going at it once again. Grayson Buckner, the junior for Herbert Hoover, a 1.86 ERA in 107 innings of work. 82 strikeouts, just 29 walks on the season. Madison Legg has worked a ton of innings this year. She comes in with a 20-4 overall record, a 1.41 ERA, and she has pitched 153 and 1/3 innings of work, 192 strikeouts to just 31 base on balls. We'll take a break once again for our sponsors. When we come back, we'll talk about a couple of players to watch, and we'll have the opening pitch here in Class AA in the elimination contest game between Herbert Hoover and Sissonville on the NFHS network.
At Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal, served all day long, and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
And we welcome you back to Field A up at the Rock in South Charleston, West Virginia. At Little Creek Park, site of the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament, as we are on Championship Wednesday in this two-day double elimination tournament, and we are going to see a rematch between two very similar opponents, two teams that have faced off 3 times between Herbert Hoover and Sissonville. The Indians have taken all 3, 2 one-run victories in the regular season, 2-1, 3-2, and then the 7-3 victory yesterday in the first game for both of these teams. Oak Glen awaits the winner of this one in the championship series to be played this afternoon. So both these teams looking to advance and possibly play for another state championship. The Huskies and the Indians both quite familiar. They have 11 state titles between the two of them. The Huskies have won 3 straight, 2017 to 2019, one back in 2014. Sissonville, 7 titles, 1995, 6 and 7, 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2015. Couple of names to watch for both these teams. For Sissonville, Emma Mead, the leadoff batter, has been great in this tournament, 4 for 9 with a triple, a double, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. And obviously the pitcher, Madison Legg, not only doing it from the pitcher circle, 14 of the 15 innings of work here in this tournament, 16 strikeouts, just 2 walks. She has thrown, though, 237 pitches. Legg also has a good bat in the tournament, 3 of 7, an RBI, and a home run. For the Huskies, watch out for Courtney Pfizer, the senior, out in center field. Obviously a first-team All-Stater a couple years ago, 3 for 8. She has 4 RBIs this tournament, 2 triples, a double, and 2 runs scored. And again, the pitcher Grayson Buckner, also a good hitter, 5 for 8 with 3 RBIs and a double. She's worked 13 innings, all 13 for the Huskies, 7 strikeouts, 203 pitches, just 5 earned runs for Grayson Buckner. Sissonville will be the home team on the scoreboard. It'll be Madison Legg pitching, Autumn Bailey catching, Gracelyn Hill at first, Emma Mead at second, Allie Soblet at short, Kaya Hampton at third, Kenzie Raines out in left, and center Taylor Oxley, Abigail Bailey in right field. A very exciting possible rematch here. The game yesterday, although finished up 7-3, the first 4 innings were very, very close. Sissonville opening up the lead to make it a 7-2 advantage in the 5th inning. And Herbert Hoover able to get 1 run back in the 7th, but that was all they could muster as the Indians advanced 7-3. So Legg has taken the warm-up pitches, and we are ready to go here in this very exciting 4th game. Will it be a Sissonville sweep in 2021, or will the 4th time be the charm for the Huskies? Brooklyn Huffman, Caroline Woody, and Sydney Bright to lead it off for the Huskies. Huffman, a .444 average this year, 35 RBIs, and 6 home runs. Madison Legg, rocks and fires were underway. Here's one nubbed just off the tip of the glove of Legg, and that will drop in as the shortstop Soblet unable to make the grab. That took a little bit of a nasty hop off of the turf, but it hit her right in the stomach. So Huffman aboard on the first swing with the E6. Huskies wanting to get going very, very quickly here. Both of these teams offensive prowess, both these teams great defenses. Yesterday it was the Husky offense that won out. First pitch to Caroline Woody, missing upstairs, 1-0 the count. Woody, a .325 hitter this year, 18 RBIs. She'll square to bunt, and she will sacrifice Huffman on to second. Boy, Huffman got off the bag and was nearly thrown out by the second baseman, Mead. Covering first, she rocketed over to the shortstop, Soblet. Huffman had to dive back just in time. You see the first baseman, Gracelyn Hill, nearly standing on home plate when that bunt came through. So the sacrifice is good, a runner in scoring position right off the bat for Herbert Hoover. Sydney Bright, she's had a good postseason for the Huskies. 3 for 7 with an RBI at the plate. 1-0 the count here in the top of the first. Again, Madison Legg, the junior, a second-team All-Stater as a freshman 2 years ago. And she has worked all but now one inning this season, and that was last night in the bottom of the 8th inning. Or I should say the top of the 8th inning. And that was when Soblik came in to relieve Legg after Legg threw 14 innings yesterday. A 3-0 count to Bright. Legg trying to fight back. She does not walk batters often. Came into the postseason having faced 686 batters and had only walked at the time 29. 31 walks total. She had 2 last night. 3-1 pitch, a healthy cut from Bright. And you wonder, with that 8-inning affair last night that lasted almost to the 11 o'clock hour, a quick turnaround for Sissonville. You wonder how much energy they'll have. I imagine in a game of this importance, they'll probably be pretty jacked up. Here comes the 3-2, and an early walk for the pitcher Legg. That is just her 3rd overall in this postseason. Huskies will get a pinch runner, Kirsten Worley, who we've seen on the base paths a good bit for the catcher Bright. So Worley back in. If you remember, Worley was the pinch runner in the bottom of the 6th inning on the walk-off winner for the Huskies. She scored the second of 2 runs on Courtney Fizer's 2 RBI walk-off winner against the Patriots. Fizer at the plate now. First team All-Stater 2 years ago. Top percentage on this team, a .535 hitter, 30 RBIs. She's got 4 in the postseason, 10 doubles and a home run to her credit. 0-1 pitch, missing low. This will be a very interesting 4th matchup. These two teams incredibly familiar with each other at this point. There's not going to be a whole lot of surprises here today. It's going to be really just who executes better on both sides. That'll be the team that will see Oak Glen. 1-1 pitch, healthy cut from Fizer. And the count now 1-2. First time these two teams met yesterday, Fizer was 1 for 4 with a run scored. Again, Legg went the distance in that ball game, gave up just 3 earned runs, and Legg loses one here on the far inside, and she will clip Fizer, and the bases are loaded in the top of the first inning with just 1 out on the board, and the pitcher Grayson Buckner coming to the plate. And she is the RBI leader for this Husky team, 40 on the season, including 3 RBIs here in this postseason. Infield playing in, trying to keep the runner Huffman from coming home and giving the Huskies an early lead. Again, the question is how much energy does Madison Legg have here? And she showed a little bit of juice on that one. Reached deep down and fired the fastball to the outside corner. 1-1 the count. We did watch last night. Legg got into a few dangerous situations with Oak Glen, and she was able to grind out of some tough spots. This is a tough one, though. One of the best hitters in Class AA at the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. Buckner fouls one off, 1-2 the count. Huffman reached on an error. Woody sacrificed her to second. Bright walked. Fizer hit by a pitch. And the 1-2 offering. Buckner smacks it foul again. Count remains 1-2. We have seen a lot of good defense, but a lot of good pitching in situations like this, not just from Sissonville. Oak Glen did it yesterday a couple of times. Herbert Hoover did it a couple of times. Another 1-2 pitch. That one gets away. Shallow backstop here as Huffman will just give a look over at third. And the count even now at 2-2. That one nearly clipped Buckner, I think. She jumped out of the way at the last second. Take a look at this pitch from leg. And lost that one low and inside. Just moved that back leg out of the way. 2-2 pitch, a low fastball, swing and a miss. And they've got the runner off of the base paths, but they'll throw it away as it gets into left field. Autumn Bailey, the catcher, pump faked it to try to get Huffman back to the bag. Huffman moved back, and then Bailey overshot the intended target. So even with the strikeout of Grayson Buckner, the Huskies are going to strike first here. So it's 1-0 here in the top of the first inning. Worley moved on to third on that play. Pfizer out to second. So the name of the game for the Indians now is to limit damage. And for the Huskies, they're looking for some two-out extra scoring here. Abby Hansen, a .328 hitter, 24 RBIs. And she has blasted 8 doubles on the season. Just 1 for 5 in this postseason. Does have an RBI, though. And she will smack one down the first base side foul and count even at 1 apiece. For the Indians, Emma Mead, Kaya Hampton, Allie Soblet coming to the plate in the bottom half of the inning. Just a beautiful day here from South Charleston, West Virginia. The storms went through early yesterday. Games were backed up an hour, and since then we have had nothing but tremendous weather. 1-1 pitch. That one again, one hops the catcher. Bailey equal to the task, and even though it's a short backstop, if it hits off one of the poles, that ball could move on this turf away from the home plate area. 2-1 the count. Next pitch in the dirt. And you can see, although Leg is a grinder, early in this first inning, it is pretty easy to tell she doesn't have extreme control of her pitches. She's already walked a batter, hit a batter, and she's got a 3-1 count now to the number 6 hitter in the order. And just as I say that, she will fight back on the inside corner and get Hansen swinging. 3-2 the count. You can see Leg out there shaking her throwing arm, and you really do wonder for Coach Travis Hill who he could go to other than Leg. She has pitched all but an inning this year. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that one missing low. And after walking just 29 batters all season long, Leg has walked 4 in the last 2 games. 2 last night, 2 here in the first inning. The bases once again loaded. The Huskies with some momentum. Sissonville trying to close the momentum with just 1 run. Sydney Shamblin looks on at the first pitch outside the zone, a .325 hitter on the season. Shamblin with 19 RBIs, 8 doubles. Just 1 for 5 in the postseason with an RBI. 1-0 pitch. This one is nubbed into shallow right center field. 1 run will score. Around from second comes Pfizer. They'll hold Hansen at third. And the number 7 hitter in the order, Sydney Shamblin, with a 2 RBI single, as the Huskies, as I mentioned before, will the 4th time be the charm for the defending state champions. They are out to a tremendous start here. Worley scored from 3rd. Pfizer came around from 2nd. And Hanson with RBIs 25 and 26 on the year. That will draw an immediate meeting at the pitcher's circle with head coach Travis Hill. And you can see Legg just doesn't look comfortable right now. She is shaking her arm off, kind of stretching out a little bit. And he's going to leave. He's going to stick with the junior. So Legg is the one that got Sissonville here. She's going to try to grind it out here in this morning session. Winner advances to the championship series to face Oak Glen.
Now batting for the Huskies, number 4, Josie Fix.
8th batter to come to the plate here in the top of the 1st inning for the Huskies. Josie Fix, 406 hitter with 17 ribbies. And here in the bottom of the order, 2 for 6, an RBI and a run in the state tournament for Fix. Runners at the corners. Good comeback pitch from Legg. Both these teams offensively gifted. Both these teams defensively very stingy. And the 0-1. Looking for the corner and missing. Huskies averaging 9.3 runs per game, giving up just 1.9 runs per contest. 7.3 runs a game for the Indians. They give up just 2, but they have already offered 3 to this Husky offense. 2 outs in the inning as the junior Madison Legg working her 15th inning. In the last 2 days, she worked 7 in the first victory over Hoover yesterday, worked 7 more last night against Oak Glen, giving way in the 8th to Soblet. And Legg back in the pitcher's circle here to begin this one. Two-one offering. That one slapped down the line. Third base side out of play. Count evens 2-2. Head coach Missy Smith over in that third base coaching box. As the Huskies are trying to fight back from the first game loss in the consolation bracket and up in Sissonville for the first time in 4 tries this year. 2-2 pitch, ground ball towards the second baseman. Meade grabs it on the good hop across to first for out number 3. The Huskies, though, strike first in the top of the first with 3 on the board. To the bottom of the inning we go as Sissonville coming to the plate for the first time. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School Girls State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
We welcome you back to South Charleston, West Virginia. A good start for the defending champions, the 3-time defending champions in Herbert Hoover. The Huskies plating 3 runs in the top of the first inning. But none of those 3 runs were earned by Madison Legg. A couple of errors early in the ball game for The Indian defense, as well as Legg with a couple of walks and a hit batter. Just one base hit in that first inning for the Huskies. So we move to the bottom of the inning. Indians going to go to work offensively now, and they've seen Buckner now 3 previous times as well. Emma Mead stepping in first. She has had a great state tournament, and she will continue that great state tournament. Takes the first pitch from Buckner right up the gut. Great attempt by Veltri, the freshman second baseman. Mead came into this game 4 for 9. Previously, she's hitting .500 in the postseason with a triple, a double, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored for the Indians. And she is a season .420 hitter. Kaya Hampton checking over there with Mead. I'm not sure if she stumbled across first base or not, but Mead is walking a little bit of something off. So Hampton, a .384 hitter, 13 RBIs, 7 doubles, just 1 for 7 in the postseason. But that one produced an RBI for the Indians. Talked about the innings and the pitches that Legg has thrown. Buckner's thrown 203 pitches coming into this game, so she is up there in innings and pitches thrown. Of course, the Huskies made quick work, well, not quick work, but made 6-inning work of Independence yesterday afternoon, so they have had much more rest than the Indians. 2-1 the count to Hampton. They're going to take away that pitch. There must have been a ball coming in from the Class AAA game. I think the third base umpire called a dead ball before the pitch came, so it'll be 2-0 still to Hampton. Hampton rockets this one right down the line, just to the left of the foul line. Gonna have to call that third base umpire. Got to keep it in front of you, ump. Got to keep it in front of you. 2-1 the count. Next pitch, off-speed action. Waiting back on it was Hampton, and hustling out to second was Mead, who had to wait for a second near the bag. We watched Independence struggle with that changeup of Buckner's, but again, Sissonville has seen that changeup 3 other games. Hampton, a great piece of hitting. She laid back as long as she could on that one, threw the bat out, and dropped it into shallow right field. So first and second with nobody out. The Indians showing what they can do offensively. Allie Soblet to the plate. Huskies got 3 of the first 4 base runners on board, scored 3 in the top of the inning. 2 straight base hits for the Indians. The 1-0, Soblet jammed on the pitch in foul territory, quickly over to grab it is the junior Caroline Woody. That one not the greatest contact from Soblet.
Now batting for the Indians, number 99, Madison Legg.
There you see that one just deadened off the bat. And so Madison Legg coming to the plate. Not only has she been tremendous as the pitcher in this postseason, she is 3 for 7, an RBI, a home run, a solo shot yesterday. And back-to-back strikes. Legg disagreed with that second one. She turned and threw up her arms over to her head coach, Travis Hill, in the third base box. Behind in the count, 0-2, has to protect the plate. Pops it up into right field. Moving over, moving back is Hansen. And that one not deep enough to advance runners so quickly. The Husky defense registering a pair of outs.
Now batting for the Indians, number 14, Graceland Hill.
First baseman Graceland Hill, a .386 hitter this year. 23 RBIs. She's been good in the postseason. 3 of 7 with an RBI and a double. Looking to at least get Sissonville on the board here. Hill does have 6 home runs this year. Buckner staying on the outside corner on the next one as well. 2-0 the count to Hill. Autumn Bailey on deck. Bailey blasted a 2-run shot in that win yesterday over the Huskies. Called strike on the inside corner. Buckner working quickly. She'll rock and fire. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away. They'll send the runner, but not in time as it is recovered quickly by Sydney Bright, and she will fire to Woody, and they will get me trying to take third for out number 3. Pair of base hits, pair of base runners, no damage for the Indians in the bottom half of the first. After one complete, Huskies leading 3-0.
For Sissonville in the bottom of the first, no runs.
General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
CBS Equipment has over 30 years' experience in the mining industry and is committed to supply mining companies with reliable, inventive, quality equipment, as well as top-notch customer service. CBS Equipment is a proud sponsor of the Independence Lady Patriots, as well as all 2021 softball state tournament participants. Take a look at that last play of the bottom of the first inning. We thought it might have been a foul tip at the plate by Graceland Hill. A lot of drop on that pitch from Buckner. She missed it. The pitch got away. Immediately recovered by Sydney Bright, and she fired over to third to get Meade trying to take the bag. So in the next half inning, Graceland Hill will be back to the plate with a fresh count. We move to the top of the second. Emma Veltri coming to the plate first. Hitter number 9 in the order. She'll swing at the first pitch. Chops it over at third, and a nice play by Hampton. Hampton playing in on the green part of the turf for a possible bunt attempt from hitter number 9, Veltri. Chopped it right to the third base area. Back to the top of the order we go. Huffman led off the ball game, reached on an error. She chopped one just away from Legg's glove and right into and out of the glove of the shortstop, Soblet. Huffman scored the first run of the game. And she'll take a look at the first pitch, outside corner, for a called strike one. Once again, Oak Glen is in the championship series, just awaiting who they will see. Will it be a rematch of Sissonville last night, or will they see the Huskies for the first time this year? Next pitch popped up by Huffman in foul territory, 0-2 the count. Huffman's had a great postseason, 3 for 8 coming into this ball game with an RBI and a run scored. Huffman just a sophomore, one of 5 sophomore starters for the Huskies. Again, they were not around the last time the Huskies won a state title back in 2019. All those sophomores were 8th graders. Count 1-2. Huffman turns on one, rips it down the line right to the first baseman, though. Hill gobbles it up for the unassisted putout. 2 up, 2 down quickly for the Sissonville defense. Imagine they would love to have a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the second after seeing 8 batters and distributing 2 errors in that first inning. Caroline Woody, sacrifice bunt in inning number 1. Comes in .325 hitter with 8 RBIs. Flinch on the first pitch as leg misses on the inside. Woody, a pair of base hits in the postseason, a pair of runs. Has an extra base hit with a double. Leg rocks and fires. This one dribbled to third. Hampton will step into foul territory and grab it. Count even 1-1. Huskies looking for an opportunity to win 4 straight championships. Again, last year canceled due to the coronavirus pandemic. Sissonville going for their 8th overall title. As Woody, after she went down the left side, goes to the right side, foul territory. And leg ahead in the count once again, 1-2. Sydney Bright on deck. Legs offering upstairs this time. Indians in the bottom half of inning number 2, 6, 7, and 8 coming to the plate with the catcher Autumn Bailey, left fielder Kinsey Raines, and right fielder Abigail Bailey. Leg, the 2-2 pitch. This one dribbled towards short, fielded quickly by Soblet. And no doubt about that one, a 1-2-3 top of the second for the Indian defense. And they'll try to move back into this ball game a little closer if they can in the bottom of the second. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Moving into the bottom of inning number 2. Sissonville trailing Herbert Hoover 3-0. The Huskies got things started quickly in the top of the first inning. They got some help from the defense of the Indians. 2 errors, 1 base hit. Leg also walking a pair of batters and hitting a batter. It all led to 3 runs for the Huskies in the top of the first. A 1-2-3 top of the second for the Sissonville defense. And we'll move to the bottom of the inning. Indians looking to get back into it. It's Graceland Hill once again. She was at the plate when Meade was sent packing at third, and Hill wasting no time on her second chance. Swings and rips the first pitch up the middle. That's the third base hit here in the first couple of innings for the Indians. And for Graceland Hill, that was her 4th hit of the postseason. She is batting .500 now in the state tournament. Autumn Bailey coming to the plate. Bailey 2 for 6 this postseason, but she has 3 RBIs, including a 2-run home run in the victory yesterday over the Huskies. 0-2, she's behind in the count quickly. Bailey 23 RBIs on the season, 3 home runs. Batting .339. Off-speed pitch, and there is the changeup we have grown accustomed to seeing from Buckner. She really delivered yesterday against Independence in that elimination game. She'll get Bailey fooled for the strikeout, her first of the day. And for Buckner overall, her 83rd strikeout of the season. Kenzie Raines coming to the plate. Raines .375 on the season, 10 RBIs. But she is looking for her first base hit of the state tournament, 0 for 7 previously. Next pitch, Buckner rides in on the hands for a called strike. Count even at 1-1. Corners playing in at first and third. Raines squares the bunt. This one up in the air, fielded cleanly. They may have a double play. They do. Bright, the catcher, caught it in air in foul territory, spun, fired to first, and they had Hill off of the bag for the double off. That will end it quickly in the bottom of the second. To the third we go. Herbert Hoover leading Sissonville 3-0. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
For Sissonville in the second inning, no runs, 1 hit, nobody left.
And we welcome you back to South Charleston, West Virginia, site of the Class AA State Softball Tournament. After 2 complete here in this elimination game, it is Herbert Hoover over Sissonville 3-0 after the Huskies lost the first 3 to Sissonville. Maybe the 4th time is the charm. They'll have to do it against Madison Legg, and you see the stats for her. She has worked a ton, not just innings this year, but in this postseason. Went 14 innings last night or yesterday in 2 games, 2 more today, giving up 20 hits. And look at the pitch count over to the right. 279 pitches thrown from yesterday till right now. You can obviously tell that this young lady is a very tough mental and physical specimen. But she's going to have to be really, really tough against a motivated Herbert Hoover Husky offense right now. 3, 4, 5 coming to the plate. Sydney Bright, Courtney Pfizer, Grayson Buckner. Bright walked on a full count back in inning number 1 and scored on the base hit by Sydney Shamblin. Legg will go off speed on the next offering. 2-0 the count. As tough as Legg is mentally, I'm wondering how much physically that arm is going to hold up. She is showing physical signs every pitch of trying to shake off that right arm. Next offering right down Main Street. Seems like every time I wonder if Legg is okay, she says, there, I am. 2-1 the count to leadoff batter Bright. 423 on the year, 31 RBIs for the catcher. And Legg rockets another one on the outside corner. 2-2 the count. Bright has had a tremendous postseason, 3 for 7. An RBI and a run scored. Now, technically, she has only scored 1 run, but her position has been pinch run for by Worley a few times. And Worley has scored. Wright throws the bat out, catches a piece of it, stays alive. Sissonville took the first contest in the regular season on May 12th, 2-1. Turned around 6 days later and defeated the Huskies 3-2. Yesterday defeated Herbert Hoover 7-3. Next pitch, that is lined right at the shortstop's glove, and Soblet really just laid the glove out and let it fall right into the mitt. That was a rocket shot from Sidney Bright's bat. It comes in quickly, and it runs right back out quickly. And the Huskies, or the Indians, after the 2 errors in the first inning, they've made a couple of good plays in the last 2 innings. Pfizer coming to the plate, hit by a pitch in the first inning, also scored on that 2 RBI base hit by Sidney Shamblin. Healthy cut on the first offering. Pfizer's had a great postseason. 3 for 8, 4 RBIs, all 4 of those coming in the victory over Independence in the elimination game, including the walk-off winner. Leg missing on the next offering, 1-1. Pfizer, a first-team All-Stater 2 years ago as a sophomore. And she is the lone senior on this starting lineup. Would love to extend her season and her career just a little bit longer here in the high school ranks. 1-1 pitch, check swing, called strike anyway on the outside corner. Count now moves to 1-2. Glad you could join us here on Video Productions in conjunction with the WVSSAC and the NFHS Network. I'm Andrew Miller. Game producer right beside me is Brian Shepard, keeping me in line throughout this 2-day tournament. 1-2 pitch off speed. Well, keeping me in line as well as can be done, I should say. 2-2, the count evens. Lake continues to work methodically in the pitcher's circle. We've seen it for 3 games. She'll step back off of the rubber. She'll check the wristband a few times and take her time with these pitches. Looking for the outside corner, just missing. Now 3-2. And if you are Madison Legg, the last thing you want to do is get counts run full. That's the 3rd time in this game. She's also had a couple of 2-2 counts. So she is already up there in pitches in the first 3 innings. This one ripped down the line. That's going to drop in. Or did it get caught? Let's turn and look. That's the one place we can't see down the right field line. And the Little General Stores replay will help me out on this one. Wow. For the first time, Pfizer hit it too hard, as Abigail Bailey, the sophomore, moving quickly off the crack of the bat, got a great jump on that line drive and took away a possible extra bases hit, as I was about to give Pfizer her 4th hit of the postseason. Shows you what I know. Pair of line drive putouts by a couple of defenders. Sissonville, after buckling defensively in that first inning, they're trying to explain to Legg that they are right behind her still in this game. Although Sissonville trailing 3-0. Grayson Buckner to the plate. Buckner, one of the best bats on the team. She is the leading RBI producer at 40. A .494 hitter, 5 home runs, 10 doubles. And she is 5 for 8, now 5 for 9 with 3 RBIs in this postseason. Legg missing on the first 3 opportunities to Buckner. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Oak Glen awaits the winner of this one in the championship series. The Golden Bears looking for their 2nd state title in school history. 3-0 pitch, the green light, and that will drop in for the 6th base hit of the state tournament for the junior Grayson Buckner. She is a tough out for anybody. And now Coach Missy Smith is going to bring in a courtesy runner for the pitcher, Buckner. And it's going to be number 1 this time, Kennedy Callan. As you see, the 3-0 pitch counts. Buckner had the green light and delivered. So Callan into pinch run for Buckner with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Abby Hansen. Hansen walked and was stranded over at 3rd in the 1st inning. First pitch gets away from leg, actually hit the front of the plate. Bounced up over the head of the catcher, Bailey. That will send Callan out to 2nd. So the Huskies trying to manufacture a 2-out run here in the top of the 3rd. They lead at 3-0. And a 1-0 count to Hansen. Hansen 1 for 5 with an RBI in the postseason. This one's popped up straightaway center field. Moving back a couple of steps is Oxley. She'll make the grab. No damage done in the top of the 3rd inning as the Indians shut the door on the Huskies. Sissonville to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Did you know that up to 50% of the air you breathe in your home is the air that comes through your basement? A wet, damp basement can be a real problem that can worsen asthma and allergies, affect your indoor air quality, and damage your valuables. Alford Home Solutions will transform your basement into a dry, usable space and improve the air quality in your entire home. Protect your family today. Visit alfordhomesolutions.com for a free estimate.
Another quick inning defensively for the Sissonville Indians. First 2 batters retired by line drives. Great plays by Allie Soblet, the shortstop for the Indians, followed by the right fielder, Abigail Bailey. In between that, a 6th base hit of the postseason for Buckner. Then a pop fly out. So no runs, 1 hit. No errors and 1 left on. We are in the bottom of the 3rd. Indians back to the plate once again, looking to try to break through here on this very stingy Herbert Hoover defense. Huskies have not allowed much here. Hitters 8, 9, and 1 coming to the plate. Abigail Bailey is first to the plate. 1-1 the count to Bailey, a .258 hitter. 13 RBIs, 5 doubles on the season. Buckner paints the inside corner for strike 2. Bailey, just 1 base hit here in the postseason. Buckner also has worked a lot of innings. We talked about leg. Buckner, 15 innings of work, 18 hits. She's thrown 226 pitches. Here's the pitch right back to Buckner. She'll move to the left just a couple of steps. And she'll fire across to first base for out number 1. So you talk about this game, and you don't want to look ahead, obviously, but whoever wins this ball game, you got to make a decision as to who's going to pitch in the championship series, because you're not only going to have to beat Oak Glen once, you're going to have to beat them twice. I mean, you can hardly imagine either of these pitchers working 3 games today after working all the innings and all the pitches they have worked so far in this postseason. But you just never know how much mental fortitude these young ladies have. Oxley swinging at a high fastball to begin her at bat. Well, Buckner may have slipped on that one. We talked about that yesterday with Maddie McKay from Oak Glen. She was slipping and sliding all over this pitcher circle. In fact, had to get the maintenance crew out at one point. You watch the delivery for Buckner, just slid off of balance. Next offering, this one jamming the batter Oxley, and a soft fly out over to the shortstop Huffman for out number 2. So a quick 2 up, 2 down, bottom of the third to begin with. And back to the top of the Sissonville order we go. Emma Mead, she has been one of the best bats in the tournament, regardless of teams. Came in 4 for 9, got a base hit to begin with a single. She's 5 for 10 in the postseason, a triple, a double, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored for the junior second baseman. She'll look on for strike 1 from Buckner. She'll swing at a high fastball, this time on a tough hop. What a play by the shortstop, Brooklyn Huffman, the sophomore. Hoovers it up for Hoover, and across the diamond for out number 3. A 3 up, 3 down inning for the Husky defense. We've played 3. It is Herbert Hoover 3, Sissonville 0. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
West Virginia teens are changing the game. West Virginia Game Changers is an initiative designed to educate, support, and empower our youth to make healthy choices as they prepare to be our leaders of tomorrow. West Virginia Game Changer, game-changing play in the bottom half of the third inning for Herbert Hoover, sophomore shortstop Brooklyn Huffman, as she took a hard-hit chopper on a bad hop, as you see right here. A beautiful play and a nice stretch over at first from Josie Fix, as the Huskies have been quite stingy defensively in this game against a very powerful and potent Sissonville offense. A 1-2-3, bottom of the third. To the fourth we go. Kaya Hampton digs in first. Or sorry, not Kaya Hampton, Sydney Shamblin. And she will drop one into the gap in right center field for the leadoff single. Shamblin had the 2 RBI single in the first inning, so she is now 2 for 2, trying to help her Husky team have a chance to defend their state championship. For Shamblin, she came in just 1 for 5 with an RBI to this game. She is now 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. So she has doubled up everything. Here's Fix. A nice sacrifice bunt right back to the pitcher leg. So the Huskies and head coach Missy Smith employing some small ball here with a successful sac bunt for Josie Fix. Leg headed over to the second baseman, Mead, who was covering. Bottom of the order, hitter number 9, Emma Veltri. Veltri grounded out on a chopper to third base back in inning number 2. Leg continues to work. She is over 300 pitches now in what we consider to be 2 days, but really, going back to yesterday, it was 10:45. Actually, it was about 12:45 when Sissonville took the field, so it is less than 24 hours. And 300 pitches plus for Madison Legg. And again, every time I say she might be struggling or getting tired, she rockets a fastball right down the middle. As a bit of a see what I can do still. It's 1-1. Huskies got 3 in the top of the first inning to take the early lead. And their defense so far has been in cruise control. 2-1 the count to Veltri. Veltri came in 2 for 6 with a double and a run scored. Legg rocks and fires, gets a little help there from Veltri as Veltri pulled out the sand wedge. Staying a little close to the ball on that one. 2-2 the count. Top of the order in Huffman awaits. Legg rocks and fires. That's going to hit Veltri. And you can see the frustration in the body language of Madison Legg. She walked 2 batters and hit a batter in inning number 1. And so now she has hit her second batter of the game, and she loses the number 9 hitter in the Husky order. Runners at first and second with just 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. And now the top of the Husky order coming to the plate, Huffman. Huffman is 0 for 2, reached on an error and scored in the first. And grounded out on the unassisted put out by the first baseman, Graceland Hill, in the second. Legg fires outside corner. Paints the edge for strike 1. Huffman, 444 hitter, 35 RBIs with 6 home runs for the sophomore shortstop. She's had a good postseason, coming in 3 for 8 with an RBI and a run scored. Now officially 3 for 10 with 2 runs. Legg staying on the outside corner to the left-handed hitting Huffman. Missing just outside, 1-1. Caroline Woody on deck. One offering, fastball at the numbers. 1-2 to Huffman. Left side of the infield playing a little bit shallow. Again, Legg taking her time, checking the wristband. On the 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul ball by Huffman. Huffman will stay alive. Huskies so far in this game, 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position. It was the base hit by Sydney Shamblin back in the first inning that scored 2. Sissonville has not had an opportunity, really, just 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. 1-2 pitch, ripped right back up the middle. That's hard hit. They're going to send the runner as it gets away from the center fielder. Heading over to third is Veltri, as Shamblin will come in to score. So Huffman will plate the 4th run of the game for the Huskies, and she ripped the cover off the ball right up the middle. That will be an RBI single, and then you see out in center field, Oxley, it just came out of the glove, and that allowed Veltri to head over to third.
Now batting, Caroline Woody.
And Caroline Woody coming to the plate. Runners at the corners now. Corners playing in for a possible bunt attempt, and they will just allow Huffman to head down to second. 1-0 count to Woody. Had a sac bunt in the first inning and grounded out on a hard hit shot in the second to Soblet. Swing and a miss on the next one. Huskies now 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Again, they know how to score runs. They do it at a very high clip, 9+ per game for this Husky team. Although they have been held to 1, 2, and 3 runs in the first 3 games versus Sissonville, but they have already topped that here in the first 4 innings. Pitch gets away. 2-1 the count to Woody. A .325 average this year with 8 RBIs. Woody coming in 2 for 7 in the postseason. She is now 2 for 9 with a pair of runs and a double. Oak Glen waiting on the victor of this one. And it's going to be an uphill climb for either of these teams. They're going to have to beat the Golden Bears 2 times this afternoon if they want the championship. 3-1 the count now to Woody, as you're going to get back into the heart of this order with 3, 4, 5 on deck and in the hole. Madison Legg, 20-4 as a pitcher this year. But we have talked about so many innings that she has worked. And she will walk now her third batter of the game. She's walked 3, hit 2. And the base is loaded for the second time in the game. They did it back in the first inning, did the Huskies. Ended up scoring 3 runs. They've got one across here in the top of the fourth. And still just 1 out on the board. Sydney Bright coming to the plate. She's walked twice and then lined one right into the glove of Soblet at short. 0-1 the count. Next pitch, chopped foul. 0-2 now to Bright. Courtney Fizer on deck. Bright coming into this game 3 for 7 with an RBI. Now 3 for 8 with an RBI and a run scored. Veltri at third. Huffman at second. Woody at first. Off-speed action. Bright lays off, 1-2. Bottom of the fourth inning, we'll see 2, 3, 4 coming to the plate for Sissonville. The Indians will send Kaya Hampton, Allie Soblet, and Madison Legg to the plate. Sissonville's wrapped out 3 hits so far, but they've got nothing to show for it. 4 hits right now for the Huskies, and they've got 4 runs. Swing and a miss, and a big strikeout issued for Madison Legg to get Bright. And out number 2. Infield will breathe a sigh of relief and back up to regular depth with a force out at any base. Fizer hit by a pitch, scored in the first, ripped a line drive on what I called a preemptive base hit down the right field line on a nice play by Bailey over in right field. 30 RBIs on the season for Fizer. The lone senior starter and a first-team All-Stater 2 years ago. 0-1 the count. Fizer's been great in this postseason. 3 for 8 with 4 RBIs coming in. 0-1 pitch popped up. Foul territory. And Madison Legg now ahead in the count, 0-2. It's a beautiful day here from South Charleston, West Virginia, Little Creek Park. We're up at the Rock and Field A. It is 70, sunny, breezy. I'd only rather be fishing or golfing right now. The 0-2 pitch, Fizer pops it up once again, and that will go over our heads. The count holds at 0-2. Sissonville trying to limit the damage here with bases loaded. And now 2 outs. Bases were loaded with 1. Here's one ripped back to Legg. Gets her glove up. Fires it across to first. Not in time, but you have got to give a ton of credit with the reaction and the reflexes of Madison Legg. That thing came right back at the head of the pitcher. And you can see Legg doubled over as she is just trying to take a breath here. This ball came right back. She got the glove up just in time to knock it down and almost had the wherewithal to get Fizer at first. That was just an intense play. Legg shaking off her glove hand. So even though Legg got her glove up, I don't know that she got it up cleanly. So that thing might have actually hit off of Legg's wrist. They're checking out Madison Legg's throwing, or not throwing, but glove hand, because I think that may have hit her in the wrist. Just a scary-looking play. And once again, you're going to see a different angle of this. This comes right back into the view of Legg. She took one off the wrist. You can tell And just at the last second realized the play was still going on, almost got the out. So what we're going to score that is an infield RBI single. As Pfizer moves to first, Woody to second, Huffman to third, and Veltri comes in to score the 5th run of the game for the Huskies. So Herbert Hoover now leading here in the top of the 4th inning, 5-0 over the Sissonville Indians. We'll see balls flying in from the left side. And Buckner back to the plate. She's 1 for 2 today. Looks on at strike one. Buckner has been one of the best hitters in the tournament. She is now 6 of 9 in the postseason alone, with 3 RBIs and a double. And she will go oppo over towards the right field area, and Abigail Bailey once again. She robbed Pfizer a couple of innings ago, and she will take away an extra bases RBI hit from the pitcher Buckner. But 2 runs plated here in the top of the 4th as the Huskies now lead the Indians 5-0. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100+ stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
Boy, getting older is pretty stressful. Am I right, girls?
No kidding, Sandy. It seems like every morning I see a new driveway crack.
My deck sure isn't as level as it used to be.
You've got to keep up appearances, though, right?
Mm-hmm. You got that right.
It's time to stop worrying about your concrete problems. Give us a call today and rest easy tonight.
Middle of the 4th inning we are at, and you take a look at the crowd hugging the fence line all the way around this Field A at the Rock in South Charleston, West Virginia. Little Creek Park, the first time they have hosted the Class AA, well, all classes actually, state softball tournament. 3 turf fields putting forth a great showing here. All the workers and volunteers, the maintenance staff, and everyone here. And again, the WVSSAC Executive Director Bernie Dolan, assistants Greg Reed, Wayne Ryan, Cindy Daniel, Heather Enoch is the media coordinator. They have put on a show as well here in 2021. Bottom of the 4th, Kaya Hampton at the plate right now. Hampton 1 for 1. She has 1 of the 3 hits for Sissonville here back in inning number 1. She's behind in the count to Buckner, 1-2, a check swing. And Hampton did not go around on that one. Madison Legg at the moment, 88 pitches for Sissonville. And she is far above 300 for the 2-day tournament. Here's one nubbed towards second base. Veltri, the freshman, quickly gobbles it up and across to first for out number 1. You see the difference in the pitching statistics just in total pitches thrown. 88 for Madison Legg, just 34 now for Grayson Buckner, who has been very good. And again, she has got the Indians swinging, and the defense for the Huskies has been backing up Buckner completely. They've made a lot of good plays. In fact, Buckner with just 1 strikeout today. The rest have been putouts by the defense. Soblet popped out to the third baseman, her first plate appearance, and she's out in front of this changeup. Hits it off of the end of the bat, and massays it right back to the pitcher, Buckner, for out number 2. Huskies really looking strong here in the first 4 innings of this elimination game. Madison Legg, the pitcher, flew out to left field in the first inning, her first plate appearance. In addition to all of the work she has done, from the pitcher circle. Here's one in foul territory, coming over and making the grab is Fix. Was going to say before that, Legg 3 for 7 coming in to the postseason. A quick 3-up, 3-down inning defensively for Herbert Hoover after 4 complete. The Huskies in front, 5-0. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
A very stout defensive effort in the first 4 innings for the Herbert Hoover Huskies, 3-time defending state champions. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for the Husky defense, and Grayson Buckner, who has thrown just 38 pitches in this ball game, even though she is above 200. Her counterpart, Madison Legg, has gone over 300. She's got 88 here in this game alone. So the Huskies have really made Legg work, and that's the last thing the junior wanted to do here. She has gone deep into counts the first 4 innings. We move to the top of the 5th inning. Huskies in front and in control at the moment. Abby Hansen to the plate. Hansen walked in the first inning and then flew out to center field in inning number 3. 0 for 1 officially. Came in with a base hit, 1 for 5 and an RBI. Next pitch popped up into shallow right center field. Moving over, moving in is Abigail Bailey, and the sophomore grabs it for out number 1. See that ball just carried over into shallow right center for Bailey. Update in Class Single A, top of the 7th inning. Ritchie County over Petersburg 1-0. Rebels looking to advance with a rematch possible against the Wahama White Falcons in the Class Single A Championship Series. Class Triple A, Washington St. Albans looking to advance. To see who will play Cabell Midland. As Sydney Shamblin, she woke up and ate her Wheaties this morning, folks. That is 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a run scored for the number 7 hitter in the Husky order. She has torn the cover off the ball all 3 plate appearances. And again, Shamblin came in just 1 for 5 in this state tournament. She is now 4 for 8. With 3 RBIs. That is one heck of a day at the plate for the right field sophomore. Josie Fix sacrificed on a bunt back in the 4th inning. Grounded out to the second baseman Meade in the 1st. 0-1 the count. The winner of this contest will advance to the championship series, awaiting those, whoever that is. The Oak Glen Golden Bears. Called strike, a stolen base attempt, and Shamblin will swipe second. The throw a little bit high from the catcher, Autumn Bailey. 0-2 the count to Fix. Small ball employed again for Coach Missy Smith. She has done that consistently throughout this game. Couple of sack bunt opportunities. And this time, Fix will go swinging at some outside cheese. 2 outs now in the inning. We'll bring number 9 hitter Veltri up. As you see, I think Fix was guessing on that pitch, and she guessed wrong on an outside fastball. Veltri, 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch her last plate appearance in the 4th, scored a run on the RBI by Courtney Pfizer. 5 runs plated, 3 in the 1st inning, 2 more in the 4th, and we're into the top of the 5th for Herbert Hoover. Swing and a miss, 1-1 the count now to Veltri. Season 288 hitter with 10 RBIs. Has a pair of base hits this postseason, 2 for 6 with a pair of runs scored. She does have a double. Had that back against Independence in the elimination game yesterday evening. 1-1 pitch, once again inside goes leg, and Veltri swings and misses. 5-0 Huskies. 1-2 pitch. This one chopped down the line at first, and that is in fair territory. I gotta think if you're Graceland Hill, you just let that one go because that was trailing towards the foul line, and it was such a slow roller. There was no way you were going to get Veltri. So I would have taken my chances and just let that one roll and see if it happened to roll foul, because there was no way you were getting Veltri at first. On the infield swinging bunt single, Shamblin moved over to third. And back to the top of the order go the Huskies. Brooklyn Huffman reached on an error in the 1st, grounded out. Grounded out in the 2nd, and singled with an RBI in the 4th. That pitch, by the way, number 100 for Madison Legg in this game. Next pitch missing inside to the left-handed hitter, Huffman. 2-0 the count, no throw down as Veltri swipes second. Two outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Sissonville trying to keep the Huskies off the board as the innings wane. There's not a lot of opportunities available for Sissonville, and the way the Husky defense has been working, Buckner has only thrown 38 pitches today. Runs are at a premium right now for this Husky defense, playing so well. Called strike on the 2-0 count to Huffman. Huffman 3 for 8 coming in, now 4 for 10 with 2 RBIs in the postseason. 2-1 pitch, painting the outside corner. I would say that was a Picasso, but the Picasso was very chaotic. That was a good pitch. That was more Michelangelo-esque, if that's even a word. On deck, Carolyn Woody. Shamblin at third, Veltri at second. Here's the pitch. That is roped. That's going to get away down the line from the left fielder. Both runs will score. Around second and heading towards third is Huffman. And in safely with the sliding 2 RBI triple is Brooklyn Huffman. She went opposite field and used the spin and the wind. That one just tailed away from the left fielder, Kinsey Raines. It got all the way to the fence line. And with 2 outs in the inning, 2 more runs will score on the 2 RBI triple by sophomore Brooklyn Huffman. And this is crazy to say and crazy to think about, but we are in the top of the 5th inning. If Huffman happens to score here in the top of the 5th, the Huskies have a chance to possibly win it in 5 shortened innings. Again, the Indians have won the first 3 contests, 2 in the regular season, 2-1, 3-2, and then they defeated the Huskies yesterday, 7-3. I guess the Huskies saving their best for last right now. Caroline Woody at the plate, 1-0 the counts. Woody, a sac bunt in the first inning, ground out in the second. Walked and was stranded in the 4th. 1-1 the count. Madison Legg, 107 pitches in this game alone. She is way above 300 for the 2-day tournament. Woody jammed on the pitch. Behind in the count now, 1-2. Sydney Bright on deck. Sissonville will send Gracelyn Hill, Autumn Bailey, Kinsey Raines to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. Hitters 5, 6, and 7 in the Sissonville order. Huskies average 9+ per game runs. They're at 7 right now. 1-2 pitch off speed for Legg. That one drops into the dirt. 2-2 the count. Once again, Oak Glen awaits the winner. The Golden Bears 29-1 on their first 26 games of the season. Lost to Kaiser in the regional opener. Came back, defeated Kaiser. Defeated Independence 5-0 in the first game. Went 8 innings over Sissonville last night, 3-2. And the Indians, once again, worked deep into the night last night in an emotional game. Had to turn right around first thing this morning and come back here to South Charleston's Little Creek Park. And they are behind right now big. 3-2 the count to Woody. Payoff pitch, ripped down the line, foul. Legg continuing to shake off her throwing arm. And she, with so many pitches in this game, she is inching closer to 400 for the 2-day tournament. Here's the pitch, ripped over towards third base. To the inside goes Kaya Hampton. She'll make the grab on the line drive for the putout. But 2 more across for the Huskies in the top of the 5th. They lead it 7-0 to the bottom of the inning we go. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School Girls State Softball Tournament from the NFHS Network. We welcome you back to South Charleston, West Virginia, Little Creek Park, site of the 2021 State Softball Tournament. First year this facility has housed this event, and they are putting forth a great tournament in conjunction with the WVSSAC. Here on the NFHS Network, produced by Video Productions. I'm Andrew Miller. Glad you could be with us. Ryan Shepard is the game producer for this one. Parker Withrow out on the cameras for us here this afternoon. Butch Mounts, the executive producer of Video Productions. And Herbert Hoover, the 3-time defending champs, 2017, 18, 19.
Now batting
trying to find out if fourth is the charm. Sissonville defeated the Huskies 2 times in the regular season and once in the postseason. That represents 3 of the 4 total losses for the Huskies this year. Herbert Hoover, they started fast, and they have not let off the gas pedal offensively. They have 8 base hits, 7 runs, 5 for 12 with runners in scoring position. And on top of that, Grayson Buckner has worked a low pitch count. The defense behind her has been tremendous. As you see, 0 errors on the board for the Huskies. Graceland Hill, 1 for 1 with a single. Had that back in the second inning. This is just her second plate appearance. Throws the bat out at the next offering. 1-2 the count. Hill, the first baseman, a .386 hitter, 23 ribbies. Home run power, she's got 6 on the season with 9 doubles. And she is 4 for 8 in the postseason with an RBI and a double. She'll chop this one over at the first base side. Buckner, ever so quick, out of the pitcher's circle, down the line at first, and she will make the play. That is put out number 3 defensively for Buckner.
Now batting for the Indians, number 18, Autumn Bailey.
We'll bring up the catcher, Autumn Bailey. She's had a great postseason, ripped a 2-run home run yesterday in a victory over this Herbert Hoover team. Bailey with 3 RBIs in the postseason, but she struck out swinging her first and only plate appearance today. 0-1 the count. Buckner bored with throwing just strikes. 1 hops the catcher. Nobody likes just strikes all the time. Strikeouts and strikes are fascists. Beside that, ground balls are more democratic. 1-1 the count. And back to the strikes we go. It has been a lot of strikes for Buckner. Absolutely. 45 pitches, 32 of the 45 have been strikes. Just 13 balls thrown in this one. Buckner working inside, outside. That time it misses. 2-1 the count. And as you look down, she has only gone 2-2 one time to batters. Less than that the rest of the time. Here's another changeup down the line, first base side, and once again Buckner able to corral it. Back-to-back putouts for the pitcher. That changeup has been working all state tournament. Just get batters out in front of it, then they dribble it back towards the pitcher's circle or to the right side of the infield. Two outs, inside corner to Kinsey Raines for strike 1. You want to know how dominant the Huskies have been? This is a possible 3rd straight 3-up, 3-down inning for the Husky defense. Next pitch, this one chopped towards the shortstop, and it is a 3rd straight 3-up, 3-down inning for the Husky defense and Grayson Buckner. They are rolling right along in this one. After 5 complete, it is Herbert Hoover 7, Sissonville 0. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
Tudor's Biscuit World, we use the freshest ingredients in our made-from-scratch biscuits. The Biscuit and Gravy Platter. Hot and fresh biscuits, made from scratch gravy. Now that's a meal. Served all day long and only available at Tudor's Biscuit World.
Geno's introduces the Big Cheese, our supersized pizza piled high with extra cheese for only $9.99. A blend of 3 different cheeses, mozzarella, parmesan, and provolone. Try Geno's Big Cheese Pizza for only $9.99.
Did you know that up to 50% of the air you breathe in your home is the air that comes through your basement? A wet, damp basement can be a real problem that can worsen asthma and allergies, affect your indoor air quality, and damage your valuables. Alford Home Solutions will transform your basement into a dry, usable space and improve the air quality in your entire home. Protect your family today. Visit alfordhomesolutions.com for a free estimate.
Whether you need help with landscaping or the perfect manicured lawn, call Chris Dukic at All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping. All Seasons Lawn and Landscape, proud supporters of girls softball and the Ritchie County Lady Rebels. We are 5 in the books at the moment here in Class AA, and the Herbert Hoover faithful over past the right field fence, loving what they are seeing right now after Sissonville defeated the Huskies 3 times, twice in the regular season, and yesterday it has been all Hoover so far in this one. They plated 3 runs to begin in the top of the first, added 2 more in the fourth, and 2 more in the fifth. Meanwhile, Grayson Buckner in the defense has not allowed a base hit since inning number 2 from Sissonville, and they have just been 3 hits for the Indians so far. 3 up, 3 down innings, the third, fourth, and fifth. So here we go. Top of the 6th inning. A trip to the championship series awaiting the winner of this one. Sydney Bright steps up, and on the first pitch, she ropes it into the gap in left center field. Extra base is coming as Bright will roll into second base. And she gave out the little bit of show me the muscles right there. And that was a hard-hit rip shot over the glove of Soblet all the way to the gap in left center field. A leadoff double for Bright. And once again, Bright will have a pinch runner, Kirsten Worley. She's been busy in this postseason on the base paths as a pinch runner. Courtney Pfizer ripped an RBI single in the fourth, her last plate appearance. Line drive put out over in right field in the third. Hit by a pitch and scored in the first. She'll swing at the first pitch, and this is going to drop into very shallow center field. That will move Worley over to third. It's not always how hard you hit it. In fact, Pfizer hit it too hard back in the third inning. Able to give Bailey a chance out in right field to make a play this time. The dying quail into very shallow center field. So runners at the corners, and that is base hit number 9 of the game for the Huskies. You got Grayson Buckner coming to the plate. She's been one of the best bats in the state tournament in Class AA. She's 1 for 3 in this game. But overall, she is 6 for 10 with 3 RBIs and a double at the plate. And again, it is crazy to think about, but that runner at third base represents a possible 8-run rule for this Husky team. Here's the pitch. That one ripped towards the shortstop. Double play opportunity. Not in time, and Grayson Buckner will earn a second RBI. As Worley comes in to score from third. And it is now 8-0 in favor of the defending, well, the 3-time defending state champion Herbert Hoover Huskies. They have exploded today. Abby Hansen to the plate. First pitch called, strike on the inside corner. Hansen walked in the first inning and then popped out to center field and right field in the third and fifth innings, respectively. Hansen, .328 on the season with 24 RBIs. Came in to this game 1 for 5 with an RBI. Next pitch from Madison Legg, missing inside. Legg up to 118 now in this game. And that is pitch number 350 of the state tournament for the junior. One-and-one pitch right down Main Street for strike 2. Was looking to see if there was a pinch runner. There is. Again, Kennedy Callan, who came in to pinch run for the pitcher Buckner back in the third inning. She's back over at first with 1 out. And the Huskies again leading 8-0. And Sissonville, they need to end the rest of this inning with no damage. I can't even get it out of my mouth before Hansen rips one through the gap at short and third. And the Huskies just unloading here today. 11 base hits, 6 for 14 with runners in scoring position. After losing to Sissonville 3 times, I think the Huskies saving their best for last right now. I often say the third time's a charm. It looks like the fourth time right now is the charm for the 3-time defending champs. Sissonville got a lot of work to do here in the final 2 innings. Sydney Shamblin, she's had the best bat today for the Huskies. 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, 3 singles, and 2 runs scored. And make that 4 for 4. Is that going to be 4 RBIs? It will. I'll have what she's having for breakfast. That's all I know. Sydney Shamblin is all over the place here today. 4 for 4 with 3 RBIs. That one scores Callan from second. Hansen moves on to second. And the lead is now 9-0. Josie Fix at the plate, 0 for 3. 2 for 9 in this postseason with an RBI and a run scored. 1-0 the count. It's the pitch over towards shortstop, and from her knees, they're going to say safe out at second. Boy, I was getting ready to call that an out. It looked like Soblet made the play, but the second base umpire says that it was not in the glove, or at least trapped on the turf by the second baseman, Meade. We'll take a look at the replay here. This was an amazing play, really not even from the knees, but laying face forward in the turf. And while they were looking for that play to be made, around from second came Hansen to score, and now all 4 umpires are going to get together and chat about where they're eating after the game. Well, I tell you, I would hate to give an error to Soblet on that one. I mean, she was nearly face down in the infield turf, and she is going to be called out. So I'll tell you, we have seen that in the 2-day tournament here in Class AA at least. There have been 3 separate times umpires have gotten together as a group and they have made a decision. And every single time from what we see at our replay, they have made the right and correct decision, whether they have to reverse a call. Now the question now becomes is, are they going to allow the runner, Hansen, to come in to score? They will say. So Hansen comes around to score. They will get the force out of Shamblin. And again, what a play by Allie Soblet, the senior. I mean, again, she was nearly scorpioned while she was throwing that. And Fix is at first. Here's the pitch now to Veltri. Right back to the pitcher's circle for out number 3. But the damage is most definitely done here in the top of the 6th inning. 3 more across. It is now 10-0 as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Indians need 3, or this one is going to end in 6. We'll see if they can do it after these messages. You're watching the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
My feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again.
Now that the world keeps turning around.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
And we welcome you back to South Charleston, West Virginia, Little Creek Park in Class AA. Elimination game. And the fourth time is right now the charm for Herbert Hoover after Sissonville defeated the Huskies 3 previous ball games, twice in the regular season by 1 run apiece, 2-1, 3-2, and then 7-3 yesterday in the opening game. The Huskies have exploded for 10 runs on 12 hits. No errors defensively for the Huskies. 7 for 16 with runners in scoring position. They've given up just 3 base hits to this very potent Sissonville offense. So Sissonville needs 3 runs in the bottom half of the 6th inning or their season will end here. And the Huskies will advance to play Oak Glen this afternoon with an opportunity to repeat for the 4th time. Abigail Bailey, Taylor Oxley, Emma Mead, 8-9-1 due up. Off-speed pitch and a 3-pitch strikeout to begin for Buckner. That is strikeout number 2, by the way, for Buckner. Goes to show you just how solid the defense behind Buckner has been.
Now batting for the Indians, number 16, Taylor Oxley.
So Oxley coming to the plate. So for one, this is just her second plate appearance. Oxley coming into today 1 for 7 in the postseason with a pair of runs scored, so now 1 for 8 total. If you're an Indians fan, you need base runners. You need 3 runs. Buckner trying to get it framed on the outside corner from the catcher Bright. Give the home plate umpire an extra half second to look at it. I don't know in the history of man if that has ever worked, by the way. 1-1 pitch. This one popped up left field side. Moving over a couple of steps is Hansen, the sophomore, for out number 2. The Huskies are just 1 out away from a trip to the state championship series. Top of the order we go. Emma Mead. She's 1 for 2 on the day. And in the postseason, she has been tremendous. 5 for 10, make it 6 for 11. That is a ripped shot into the left center field gap. Extra bases for Mead. It's not over yet for the Indians. Mead's second base hit of the game. And a little bit of life in the Indians. That is hit number 6 of the tournament, 6 for 11 with a triple, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs for Emma Mead, the junior second baseman for the Indians. Kaya Hampton, 1 for 2 as well today. Had a base hit back in inning number 1. Want to know the count to Hampton. Hampton hitting .384, 13 ribbies, 7 doubles on the season. 2 for 9 with an RBI overall in the state tournament. This one nubbed towards Buckner. She'll take it over to first, and the third out issued by the pitcher Grayson Buckner. This one is over. The 5th put out of the ball game defensively by Grayson Buckner herself. And the last one underhanded to first for out number 3 after losing the first 3 to Sissonville. The 3-time defending state champions in Class AA, the Herbert Hoover Huskies, survive and advance. As the Huskies will move on to the championship series this afternoon, they'll square off for the first time this year against the 29-1 Golden Bears from Oak Glen High School. Championship action set to go here from Little Creek Park at the Rock Field A at about 2:15 p.m. We'll take a break for our sponsors. When we come back, we'll recap the ball game, give you some statistics, and we'll wrap things up here in the morning session. You've been watching the 2021 Class AA West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
Little General Stores knows West Virginia, but what some may not know is what LG is doing in your communities. And I'm here to tell you how Little General, with the strength of their 100-plus stores, is helping to enrich lives and empower families in West Virginia. Like the Norma May Huggins Cancer Research Endowment Fund, which is fighting to cure cancer every day right here in West Virginia. Locally owned and operated, LG has always been there and always will be. Little General Stores, committed to West Virginians. Boom!
West Virginia teens are changing the game. West Virginia Game Changers is an initiative designed to educate, support, and empower our youth to make healthy choices as they prepare to be our leaders of tomorrow. West Virginia Game Changers. All seasons, lawn and landscape. Whether you need help with landscaping or the perfect manicured lawn, call Chris Dukic at All Seasons Lawn and Landscaping. All Seasons Lawn and Landscape, proud supporters of girls softball and the Ritchie County Lady Rebels. CBS Equipment has over 30 years experience in the mining industry and is committed to supply mining companies with reliable, inventive, quality equipment as well as top-notch customer service. CBS Equipment is proud to support the Independence Lady Patriots as well as all 2021 softball state tournament participants. It ends in 6 here in the elimination bracket for the Sissonville Lady Indians. The Huskies of Herbert Hoover High School, 3-time defending state champs from 2017, 18, and 19, will advance, and they will face off against Oak Glen this afternoon in the championship series. The Huskies have a lot of work ahead of them. They'll have to defeat the Golden Bears twice if they want to win their 4th state championship in a row. But this was a good game today for the Huskies. It started off good for Herbert Hoover, and it just continued to roll offensively. The Huskies picked up the top of the first inning with 3 runs. They only had 1 hit in that inning. 2 errors really got things started off on a tough note for the Lady Indians. Hoover adding to the total in the 4th inning. They placed a couple more runs across on 3 hits, added 2 more in the 5th inning on 3 more base hits, and then the big top of the 6th inning, 4 base hits, 3 runs scored to make it a 10-0 lead, and the Lady Indians unable to plate runs in the bottom half of the 6th as the Huskies, after defeating Independence last night in 6 innings, I don't think that anybody expected this level of game from the Huskies, but they got it nonetheless, as Sissonville's season will end 1 game shy of the state championship, 20-6 overall for head coach Travis Hill and his Lady Indians. Congratulations to them, though, on a wonderful season and a great postseason as well. Got to give your heart out to Madison Legg, the pitcher. She has worked a ton this postseason. She went 6 innings more today after going 14 innings yesterday, 20 total innings for Madison Legg. She threw 125 pitches today. That is 362 going back to yesterday. It has been just 24 hours, by the way, in these games that she has thrown 362 pitches. She'll take the loss here, though. Today gave up 6 earned runs on 12 hits out of the 10 runs scored. She struck out 3. She did walk 3, and she hit a couple of batters here today in the loss. Grayson Buckner, although she came in with a lot of pitches as well, she had thrown 203 coming into this game. Her defense really did the job. She only threw 59 pitches in 6 full innings. Giving up just 4 base hits total. She scattered those 4 among the 6 innings. She only struck out 2 batters. did not have to do that because the defense behind her with 0 errors was solid. Of the 59 pitches, by the way, that Buckner threw, 42 of those were strikes, just 17 balls the entirety of this ball game. A big number, runners in scoring position for the Huskies. They were 7 for 16 with runners in scoring position, and with 2 outs, they were 5 for 11 RBI potentials, and they got 5 runs across with 2 outs on the board. Everything was just working here today for the Husky offense, the Husky defense, and that leads to a championship series berth. Individually, the big bat today for the Herbert Hoover Huskies was Sydney Shamblin, the number 7 hitter in the order, went 4 for 4, all 4 singles, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. She added a stolen base, by the way, into her great day here for Shamblin, and she was 2 for 2 with runners in scoring position, so she just continued to produce here today. Courtney Pfizer, another good day at the plate, 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Brooklyn Huffman, how about the leadoff hitter here today? She was 2 for 2 with a triple and 3 RBIs and a run scored today for the Herbert Hoover Huskies. So 6 of the 10 runs scored came at the bats of Huffman and Shamblin. It was tough going today for Sissonville offensively. They didn't have much, only 4 base hits, and 2 of those came from the leadoff hitter, Emma Mead. She had a single in the first inning and a double in that bottom of the 6th to try to keep things going for the Indians. It just wasn't to be here in the 4th meeting between these two teams. Herbert Hoover, the 3-time defending state champions, are going to look to make it 4. To do that, though, this afternoon, they are going to face off against the 29-1 Oak Glen Golden Bears. The Golden Bears need to just win 1 of the 2 games. And for Herbert Hoover, they're going to have to win 2 against that very, very dominant Oak Glen team. That'll begin at about 2:15. We'll be on the air with pregame coverage at about 2:10 p.m. That will do it for us here this morning. So glad you could join us here on the NFHS Network. Today's game has been produced in conjunction by the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission and Video Productions. Bernie Dolan is the Executive Director of the WVSSAC. Assistant Executive Directors are Greg Reed, Wayne Ryan, and Cindy Daniel. Heather Enoch serves as the Events and Media Coordinator for the WVSSAC. Butch Mounts is the executive producer of Video Productions. That'll do it here from South Charleston. Herbert Hoover advancing to the championship series as they defeat Sissonville 10-0. More coverage this afternoon still to come of the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament. All games of the tournament are streaming live and archived on the NFHS Network. Today's game was presented by your local Little General stores. For our entire crew, this is Andrew Miller saying so long from Little Creek Park in South Charleston, West Virginia. You've been watching live streaming coverage of the 2021 West Virginia High School State Softball Tournament on the NFHS Network.